watching Fred Talks Fighting.
This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting, and today we're very lucky to be joined by Jono Carrol. So thank you very much for coming on, Jono.
My pleasure, Paul. Thank you for having me.
So you're in Spain right now training. And what gym are you exactly training in? Because the MTK Global Gym is closed.
Yes, correct. I'm trying this place called the Paddle Club. It's just a posers gym, really. It's a lovely gym. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. It's an outdoor gym and stuff like that, so it's good that we have the good weather in Spain. But it's not a boxing gym, so we're on the hunt now, trying to get ourselves a proper gym. But,
and are you training on your own now, or you do sparring partners with you, teams, or just solo?
No, well, I have my team here, I have my training partners. I usually fly in sparring partners regardless. I can't, you need proper good standard of boxing when you're going to be fighting and stuff like that. So I usually fly sparring partners in anyway, regardless. And my trainer and all that's here with me, So we're both looking for the premise now at the minute to open maybe my own gym, or maybe the trainer's going to do it. I don't know. I don't know what the situation is right now. It's a bit up in the air with everything that's going on. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens, my brother. We'll see what happens. Time will tell.
Have you got any upcoming fight dates confirmed, or?
I actually have nothing confirmed, bro. But what I have got is I'm more likely going to be fighting in December. Off my management, I got a bit of word up my management only yesterday that they're looking to get me out the first week, maybe second week in December. But it's not confirmed yet, so I'm just waiting. Back in training today for the first time properly. I've been training since. I always train. Don't get me wrong. I'm always in training, but today is the first day where we're training twice a day, eating right, and just doing the normal standard stuff. You know what I mean? Grinding the body down till exhaustion.
And how is the weight? I mean, now you move. Are you staying at lightweight now? Because I believe your last fight was at lightweight, and you moved up from super featherweight. So now is the eating a bit more relaxing, or still having to cut down on the carb?
I wish that was the case. No, so last time I was meant to be at a catch weight. We were meant to do 61 kilo or something. It was supposed to be, and then my opponent got to the hotel, and because it was the corona stuff, we all had to basically base ourselves and stay in the hotel. We weren't allowed outside the hotel, but there was no bats in the hotel. There was no sauna. There was no gym in the place. So then he turned around and was like, "Oh, I can't make that weight." So we had to come in at 62 point something. But he's normally a lightweight, and I'm normally a super feather. So we were coming kind of in between both. But then when there was no bats, he was saying, "Oh, I can't make that weight." So I just had to go up the weight, you know what I mean? So I ended up coming in at 62.8 kilo. And I fight at 58 and a half or something. So no, that was just for the last fight, basically just to keep busy, you know what I mean? It wasn't that my correct weight division around like that. So I'm always going to be fighting a super featherweight, mate. Until I win a world title, then I'm going to be fighting a super featherweight, because I'm not ready to jump up to lightweight just yet. So now I'm back on my grind to get the super feather pal, yeah.
And you think that fight Max uses, you think the weight affected the result of that fight? Do you think that was one of the reasons, or?
Yeah, of course, most definitely, because obviously I had to. I'm normally fighting lighter, so I'm normally a little bit lighter on my feet, and I was at actually water loading at the stage, before, because they only rang the day before the weigh-in, and was like, "Oh, actually, we need to change that weight. We can't make that weight." I was like, "What does this mean?" But for me, I was just too relaxed days. Like, yeah, no problem. I didn't care, Like, yeah, no worries. Let's just have the fight regardless. My manager actually said, "Listen, if you want to just go home, mate," they told us it's in the contract. That it's in the contract basically. Sorry, did you get cut off there, mate?
No, your screen just switched off for a second.
Yeah, I got a call coming in. I just knocked that off. It's all good. Yeah. So what happened was, they just couldn't make the weight basically. So I just agreed to it. And I didn't care. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, no worries. But definitely the weight definitely affected the performance, because I felt like I was at the water loading at that stage in order to cut the weight, and then I never had to take the water out. So I felt like my legs were very heavy. They were like lead almost. I didn't know what it was. It was weird. It was just weird on the night. You know what I mean? I didn't feel right at all. But it won't happen again, my brother. Let me tell you that much. For the fight.
Let's talk about more positive results. In your fight in Manchester Arena against Scott Quigg, do you think that would you rate that as your best performance of all time? Because I think most of the general public who did watch that fight, you completely shut Scott Quigg down, and with all due respect, you're not known for getting the TKO wins and the KO wins. Then you stop a former world champion like Scott Quigg. And what was your game plan going into that fight? What did you expect?
My game plan going into that fight was constantly make Scott miss. You know what I mean? And don't get involved in the fight with him. I knew I was going to outbox him because I have faster hands than him. And when I'm at my correct weight, my footwork is always good. I always feel light on my feet. So my hitting and moving, I knew it was going to be on point that night. Because we worked on a lot of angles constantly in training camp. We were working on hitting and moving and stepping out to the side and stuff like that. So Scott Quigg is a great fight if you let him fight. But the thing is, like, we knew just to not get involved in the war room, knew not to start fighting with him because it's just going to make a hard night for myself. You know what I mean? So it was just the game plan was just perfect. You know what I mean? And yeah, I think that was a coming of age fight for me. Obviously at my correct weight. I boxed great. I was switched on because Scott Quigg was such a big name. I was excited and I was really, really up for the fight, you know. And then going from that fight then to my last fight, I just wasn't up for the fight. It was like it was almost like an anticlimax. I was like, it's just I just thought I had to show up to Maxi Hughes and just do the number on them. You know what I mean? So it was my own fault. I got a bit complacent because the win against Quigg was so big. It was just like, it was fantastic. Don't be wrong. I put myself in amazing stead for the next world title. And now I don't have to rebuild because I'm going to get a fight now, please God, with someone in the top 15 in the world for my next fight. Because I don't want to be rebuilding. I'm not into that. I'm at the stage in my career now where I just want big fights. And if it's a big fight, I get up for the fight. As long as I'm mentally switched on, I genuinely believe I beat everybody out there. But that night, I just wasn't switched on. In my last performance, but with Quigg, because it was such a big, Quigg is a big name, and especially I was going into his backyard and all the fight. It was with his promotional team, Matchroom, and that I wasn't promoted by them or anything, so I knew I had to go in and do a number on them and not let the rounds get close or anything like it. So, I need big names like him. If I have big names like him, I'm going to perform at my best always, you know.
And what I noticed about the Scott Quigg fight and the Max Hughes fight is you're known for being a great boxer, but also known as being great for talking trash. And for the Max Hughes fight, you weren't talking anything trash.
Yeah.
The Scott Quigg, you were playing the mind games and getting in his head before the fight. How come you didn't play mind games with with Max Hughes?
Do you know what? I just like Max Hughes. He's a nice guy. He's a genuine guy. He's a family man and all that. And I just was, to be honest, I just wasn't up for the fight, so I didn't feel like I had to sell the fight or anything. Usually, because it's all about selling tickets, boxing's all about selling tickets and entertaining. But because there was no tickets needing to be sold for this fight, I didn't need to sell tickets. I didn't need to pick up the fight. It was all behind closed doors. No one was able to be there anyway. And then it was weird that the press conference was on a Zoom call, so it was I just didn't want to be slagging someone over the phone and all. You know what I mean? It was just, I just wasn't up for the fight. It didn't feel like I was there at the fight. You know, that kind of way. I just felt like
So you're saying you weren't as motivated for that fight?
I wasn't motivated at all for the fight, to be honest. And then I had to I just didn't care. I just thought I had to show up. I thought it was going to be like a spar. And that was the mindset that I had going into the fight. And obviously the performance was a proof that I had that mindset going into the fight. You know what I mean? I just thought I had to show up and just do a number on this fella and just get out of there, you know? So it was my own fault. It was my own fault. It is what it is. But I learned a valuable lesson in that, I have to say. But if anything, I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy for Maxi Hughes because he's a nice guy and he's a family man. So I was happy for him, you know, because the thing is, I'm still very young in my career. I know I'll still fight for a world title or win a world title. Whereas he's kind of that little bit older, you know what I mean? He wouldn't have as many shots and opportunities that I'm going to have because I'm a big ticket seller and I'm exciting. I can box, I can fight, I can also slag people. And he hasn't got that little, you know what I mean, that the people want to see. That little edge to him, exactly, that people want to see. Whereas I'm always going to be in big fights. I'm always going to be in exciting fights because I can talk rubbish outside the ring. But when I do usually talk the rubbish, I back it up. You know what I mean? I should have maybe talked some rubbish in that because that gets me up for the fight. People always think I'm trying to get into my opponent's head, but that's not actually it. A lot of the time, I'd be talking the fight up because I like to disrespect someone a little bit because then I'm like, he's going to try to kill me now because I'm at that disrespecting him so much. So therefore, that makes me train a lot harder. That makes me work harder in training camp thinking he's coming to take my head off because I'm at that slagging him in front of everybody and all his people and all. So, you know, I love all that. I love all that stuff.
you're saying you don't want any more. You've just taken a loss, but most fighters after a loss, they take like 1 or 2 warm-up fights. You don't want to
Yeah.
take any warm-up fights. So who would you be
Hell no.
fighting? Who would you be interested in fighting next?
Anybody in the top 15 in the world. Like right now, I messaged my manager just on the airplane on the way home the next day after a quick fight, and I said, listen, I don't want a warm-up fight, mate. I want to be out there in a 50-50 fight again. I was like, I don't mind being the underdog. Anytime I'm the underdog, I always elevate and rise to the level, you know what I mean? So I don't want to be in a fight that I'm gonna just easily win the fight. I was like, I want to be in an exciting fight, something to get me blood boiling. And I was like, so I'm fighting someone, please God, winning the top 15 in the world. That way next year I'm gonna be eligible to fight for a world title. So if Carl Frampton beats Jamel Herring, if that fight goes ahead, I want that. I want Carl Frampton
So you
next
think
year.
the Cole Frampton, because that'd be a great domestic fight. You really won that fight. But do you think without a crowd, do you think that will affect your performance without a crowd?
Nah, because please God, the crowd will be there at that stage. You know what I mean? Because that'll be next year sometime. So
Yeah.
hopefully
Talking about a
it'll be.
crowd, the fight coming up with Geronda Davis and Leo Santa Cruz, that's been pushed forward a bit.
Yeah.
And now they've got a crowd in America. And cases are really high in America. So I reckon that the crowd will be coming back soon here in England.
Yeah, please God, man.
Since Leo Santa Cruz and Tank are in the same division as you, what's your prediction for that fight? Who do you think will get the win?
I think Tank beats him. I think it's a good fight. It's a very, very good fight. I just think Leo Santa Cruz is not like Carl Frampton beat him, and it was down at Blade Super Bantam or something like that, wasn't it? So I don't know if they're fighting at Super Feather or are they fighting at lightweight. What weight are they fighting at?
It's a super featherweight, but it's weird because Tank's lightweight title is still on the line. So I don't really understand that, but yeah, it is down. But how I see it is Tank's always bad at cutting weight. He's missed weight like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Even in lightweight, his last fight, he missed weight.
Yeah.
If he has
Yeah,
to
I
go
don't see
down
how
5
that's gonna.
pounds.
Yeah, I don't see how that's gonna work. I don't see why his title would be on the line if it's not a lightweight, unless he's planning on coming in heavy, and it's gonna be at lightweight. He's gonna come in over the super featherweight limit clearly. Everyone into man, baby. Oh, give me a kiss. Yeah, all better. I think I don't see why a lightweight title would be on the line. That must be lightweight, mate. You're probably mistaken there, because if that title's on the line, then that has to be at lightweight. It cannot be at the super featherweight limit unless they're going to come in at a catch weight over the super featherweight limit. But you can't fight for a title if you're not weight, mate. If you're over the super featherweight limit and you're under the lightweight limit, then it's fine. So they're probably doing a catch weight, and then the title will be on the line. But they've probably done it like promoted as a super featherweight because it's not actually at a lightweight limit. You get me? I don't know what way that's going to work. I don't know the ins and outs about that.
I think it is super featherweight.
But if his title is on the line, the lightweight title is on the line, then little fat Javante Davis is not going to come in at super featherweight limit. There's no way.
All right, so let's talk about what I noticed about your performances is that after you fought Terran Farmer, your ring IQ, your timing, you're a boxer, you improved so much after the Farmer fight.
Thank you.
And is it true that you were sparring Farmer after that?
Correct. Yeah. I went over to a training camp with him when he was training to fight. What's his name? The fellow who just took his title.
Oh, Joseph Diaz.
Yeah, Jojo Diaz, yeah. Unbelievable. I don't even watch boxing. I know Jojo as well, I wouldn't mind. I've texted him loads of times on Instagram. But yeah, Jojo Diaz, I was sparring Farmer for the Jojo Diaz fight. And I watched the fight back with Farmer mine on his fight a few times. And yeah, I just realised there's a lot of things that I done wrong there in that fight. And like that, I was rushing the pace. I wasn't boxing smart. I wasn't using my head where it should have been a little bit more. And then with the whole quick fight, I was using me boxing brain rather than just me brawn, because I knew I shouldn't get into a fight. The only thing Quick does really good is have a good fight. So I knew if I had to start fighting with him, then it was going to end up being a war, and I was taking unnecessary punishment if I can just outbox him. You know what I mean? So I have took a leaf out of Farmer's book and just boxed and stuck to the game plan, listened to the trainer and stuck to the game plan.
Right. Thank you very much. It's been fantastic talking to you. But as we both,
My pleasure, Paul.
actions speak louder than words. So do you think it'd be possible for some time in a future training camp that I could come out and get some footage of you training to show your fans,
Sure.
how hard you really work?
100%, mate. Anytime, you're always welcome over here for sure. Let me know if you're ever coming over, and I'll make sure you have a place to stay and everything else here.
All right, thank you very much for that. And
My pleasure, brother.
Where can people find you on social media at?
Jono_KK_Carrol, and just Jono_Carrol on Facebook. I think it's the exact same. Jono_Carrol on Twitter also, my man. So yeah, but mainly on Twitter though, or Instagram. I don't even be on Twitter, and I hate too much of that negativity stuff, so I don't be on Twitter that much. I just kind of get on there to slag someone, maybe myself, every now and again. But yeah, you get me on Instagram most of the time. Check out my day to day. I usually post a lot, but I don't really be on it. So I don't text too many people back. I always text you back though, my man.
All right, thank you very much for your time, Jono.
My pleasure, brother. God bless. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.